Subtle skills, big results.
Welcome to the Ninja Selling Podcast.
Hey everyone, it's your good friend Eric Thompson. Welcome to the Ninja Selling Podcast. We are so happy that you're here. Thank you so much for engaging. Once again, we have an amazing interview lined up with an amazing person. Many of you know her, I'm guessing. Some of you are getting to know her for the first time. It is my really good friend, Stephanie Peterson, an incredible ninja. Stephanie, welcome to the podcast.
Eric, thank you so much for having me. It's just an honor. I'm humbled by the other group of people that have been on one of your podcasts.
You're really nice to say that. I'm not surprised because you're a humble person. And gosh, it's our honor. It's our pleasure to have you here. So look forward to everything you're going to share. Let's start with just real quick, let people get to know you a little bit. Tell us where you are and also the company that you're with.
So I'm in Spokane, Washington, which is on the eastern side of the state, nowhere near Seattle. And I'm with Windermere City Group. I've been with them since the beginning of my career.
Amazing. With Windermere City Group, incredible ninja company. And you have been a longtime ninja, highly engaged ninja. You're part of our ninja coaching program. You coach with Shelley Culbertson. And you were just here in Fort Collins, Colorado for a ninja installation. And how many installations for you? How many have you attended?
So that was my 13th installation. I've been in real estate for 11 years.
So that's more than 1 year. Yeah.
A couple of years I did two, one in Fort Collins and then one in Spokane. And I've done one Ninja Leadership, which was pretty phenomenal. It's a newer program that you guys have added. And wow, that was huge.
Awesome. Well, Stephanie, thank you for being so engaged and making so many trips here to Fort Collins. You have certainly implemented Ninja into your business. What everyone needs to know right up front, here's the thing right up front. You're hearing from someone who consistently earns over $200,000 a year, working around 20 hours a week, and only focusing on 100 people in her sphere, in her database. We're going to get into today how she stays in flow with those 100. But we commonly come across people that believe they need to have a database of some extraordinary size, and they need to work an extraordinary number of hours to get the results that they want. You don't have to. We believe at Ninja in increasing people's income per hour. Stephanie has a very high income per hour. And so hopefully now you're excited to learn even more from Stephanie. You're saying, oh my gosh, how does she do it? So we're going to learn how she does it. Stephanie, you told me when we were preparing for this that you have a kind of a focus, kind of a theme for this year, something that's been top of mind for you in 2025. I thought that would be a really good place to start. So tell us about that.
So I've been an empty nester for a few years. And prior to that, my whole identity was work, everything. It was all about what I did for work and didn't know who I was without being defined by work. And I wanted to explore who I was and what I liked to do. And so this year was making sure that I did that. Found out I like to be creative. I'm not artistic, but I'm very creative. And started playing the flute. I played it when I was in junior high. And like some people probably because band wasn't cool, whatever. But just exploring those other areas and spending time with my husband in ways that we did when we were first married and didn't have kids. That's been a huge piece for us, is having that time together and doing things together. And we like to rock out. So we take a lot of rock outy trips.
Yeah, I love it, Stephanie. I love it. So you've been focusing on work-life harmony this year and having that balance in your life and not at all taking your foot off the gas in your business or not at all giving great attention, great care to your people. That's how you get the great results that you do with the number of hours that you work. You take terrific care of your clients and you're able to really balance out your life and kind of reincorporate these special things to you back into your life, playing the flute, being with your husband more. I love it. So it's working well. You started this year with that focused and that's coming true.
Yes. I knew that I had built towards getting to where I was working about 20 hours a week so that I would have time to do the other activities that I enjoy, the traveling around and going to areas that we haven't been to before. Again, I like my rocks a lot. It's kind of a dorky thing, but I do enjoy that. And with that, some of these trips that I've done, I've incorporated clients that enjoy the same activities as
Oh,
well. So
perfect. Yeah.
bringing both of them together when it's authentic and genuine.
Yes. Okay. So, Stephanie, you are someone self admittedly who tracks everything. You track everything. You really know your numbers. We coach people to run their business like a business. And what that means is knowing your numbers. You know your numbers, specifically numbers that you know are related to your pie time. And so, people listening have heard of pie time, and maybe a quick refresher. Three ways you can spend your time: P, I, or E. P is as productive, I is indirectly productive, E is everything else. So P is when it's you and a client and a contract. That's P time. I time are all the activities that lead to P time. So that it's really related to being in flow with people and client attraction activities, and E is everything else. So paperwork, cleaning up your email, cleaning your database, following up on transactions. That's everything else. So this is a long lead in for you, Stephanie. So you know your numbers in terms of what your P time is worth and your I time is worth. Can you share those numbers with us?
The income numbers or what I'm doing during those time periods?
Both of those, if that's okay.
Okay. So the income piece comes to a little over $2,000 an hour.
For your P time. So your P time is worth $2,000 an hour. By the way, if that sounds high, what people should know is that's a very common type of number that when we work with a Ninja coaching client like Stephanie, we are very frequently seeing that north of $1,500 an hour. So sometimes even into the $3,000-$4,000 an hour. Really, a lot of that depends on the price point in your market. But okay, so Stephanie, your P time, your productive time, when you're with a client, you client a contract that's worth $2,000 an hour, your I time is worth what?
It fluctuates between 400 and 500, and I don't have E time.
Okay.
Doesn't exist.
Yeah, you've delegated that out. Yeah. We're recording this in October and it's business planning season. Those are really important, effective numbers to understand for your business plan. If you want to earn a certain income, then you can back into that and realize what I need to have a certain number of hours as P time. And then what that leads to is I need to have a certain number of hours as I time. So Stephanie can use those numbers, $2,000 an hour for her productive time, $4,500 an hour for her indirectly productive time. And so she sets a certain goal for income, and then she can then back into that and focus on the number of hours that need to occur in each of those categories for her to have the income. Is that how you do it, Stephanie? Is that how you think of it? Is that how you plan?
It is. So when I look at it each year, I kind of set out, well, what do we want to do the following year? My husband and I will sit down and say, okay, these are the things that we want to do. Or sometimes there's surprises. We have a wedding in our future. So we look at what are those other pieces. And then from there, I say, okay, I'm good with keeping at the 200,000 plus. That's always my goal, 200,000 plus. There are times that'll come in. There's something that might happen where I want to buy something. And I look and say, okay, well, I want this. What does that equate to? How many hours do I have to do? How many extra annual reviews do I need to whip out? And I know that's what I have to do. It doesn't change per se, except for what I want or my why might change a little bit. And then I just go and say, okay, that means I've got to go to a few more lunches. I've got to go to do a couple of annual reviews. Who fits all the questions on, I think it's like page 53. I just put it on my book and I look at it, go, who has the most changes in their life? Well, let's do an annual review. Even if I already did one. So I really should refer to them as property reviews. And then that tells me, okay, there's another potential transaction. But overall, I know if I do 20 hours a week and it's all focused in P and I, everything else, no silly busy work. I don't have to be sitting there in front of my computer doing nothing that brings nothing in. It works. If you work the system, it's simple.
Right. It removes all the mystery.
Yeah, it does.
Sometimes setting a goal and now how do I go achieve that goal? It can feel mysterious. It can feel daunting. It can feel impossible. When you just take this very mathematical approach to it, it removes all the mystery. You know what you're worth per hour. So you just need to make sure that you're working that number of hours, doing the things.
Doing the right activities. And that's the key, focusing on what's the vital few. Who are your vital few, knowing who they are, and what are the few vital few activities that bring the production. And then when you've got the production, having your systems in place so that you're getting your buyers and sellers where they want to be in an easy, timely fashion from their point of view. My goal is they thought it was easy to be a realtor at the end of the transaction. Anybody can do it. And kind of sort of, if you have a system, it's not that hard.
Not that hard.
It's just not.
It's not that hard. Yeah. Okay. So Stephanie, you're working 20 hours a week. Walk us through your process to plan out your week. What does that look like? If we were to look at your calendar, what does that look like? If we were to watch you doing your planning for the week, what would we see? Tell us what that looks like.
So the first thing I'm always going to, and this is on Sunday, I call it my weekly morning agenda because I do it on Sunday instead of Monday. I look and say, okay, who's on my hot list? Who do we need to go out and potentially look at some homes? I write that into my schedule, specifically those times. I know what their schedules are already like. So it's set aside. That's done. And then I look at my sellers. Okay, how many sellers do I have right now? How many summaries do I need to go through for the weekly updates? Do I have any that I need to put together a marketing plan for? And I write that in. And then that piece is done. And then the next says, okay, this is how much time I have left for what I would refer to as the I time. This is what time I have left to spend time with somebody, breaking bread, going and doing pop buys, annual reviews, finding ways to provide value. I do quarterly pop buys. So I'm hitting all 100 in my best of my best quarterly with something. And when I say a pop buy, it's very intentional. I'm not going and dumping something on their doorstep and running as fast as I can away. I want to connect with them. I know when they work, when they don't work. Sometimes if it's okay with them, I'll take it to them at work. If I know that they have time that we can at least talk for 5-10 minutes so I can learn something new about them and then record that and take action on it. You can't just record what you found out on the Ford. You have to take action on it for it to have meaning. Every one of these activities I'm doing have a deeper meaning. They're not just, I got to do it so I can log it. I'm deepening that relationship with them when I do it. So whatever pop buys, if I need to do those in there. And then if I have leftover in my 20 hours, I'm on Facebook looking for something, trying to find out something about them. If they're filling in something or finding a reason to send an extra note out to them or finding a reason to drop by with something. I have huge inventory of stuff from if they had a baby, if they're sick, a bunch of books, if there was a loss in their family, whether it was a pet or a person or whatever, or if somebody was graduating or get ready to start a new job, all these different things. I'll just grab some inventory and go and do an extra pop by, but it's not part of my normal campaigns, and then deepen that relationship.
So you start the week with the intention to work 20 hours.
Mm-hmm.
You say to yourself at the beginning of the week, this coming week, I'm going to work 20 hours. And now I'm going to block out 20 hours in my calendar. And then what it sounds like is the first thing you schedule is P time, and then you schedule I time. So the first things that go in your calendar are productive time, you, a client, and a contract. So you're going to go look at property. You're going to go meet with the seller for a seller consultation. Those go in your calendar first. Then you fill in the indirectly productive time, which is all about being in flow and connecting with your people.
Correct.
Got it.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
I mean, this is just so straightforward. It's so systematic. It's so logical. It's very you. It's very ninja. Just go step by step. Okay. So that's how you do it. Anyone wondering, well, how can I work 20 hours a week? That's how. Let's talk, Stephanie, about the 100 people. You were telling us a little bit about Popeyes. We can talk more about that. You have 100 people that you focus on. Now, are you saying it's about 100?
Nope. I keep it 100. If you're constantly harvesting and getting rid of the weeds, I'm a big gardener. And if I want a big crop, so I can make lots of salsa verde for my people, that means I have to take care of my plants. And that means I have to keep the weeds out. I have to fertilize them. I have to give them water. I got to prune them. I got to take care of them. But I want to focus on those plants, right? So I focus on 100 people. And if I'm taking out the ones, because we have people that go through our database, if we're being real, let's be real, they're not always going to be in there. Some may be in there for a long time, but new ones are going to come in and others are going to go. They're going to go to a totally different market. It doesn't mean that I don't keep it, but they're not part of the 100 anymore. It's the 100 that I focus on.
Focus on 100, and it's always 100. How often are you evaluating the 100? Let's say you meet someone new. you've already committed it's not going to be 101. And so walk us through that process on when and how you make that evaluation. Is it once a week? Is it once a month? How do you do that?
So a minimum quarterly. So every quarter I print up, it's just like the labels. There's a Ninja.
Dave Trujillo.
Yeah, that's kind of where I got it from. I kind of took his look and modified it to what I needed it for. But I was like, well, that's a great way. I'll print up the address labels on plain paper. And then that makes sure I'm going through those people and saying, okay, are these still people that truly are, that I'm serving directly? Is this person still one of my best of my best that I need to really focus in on and deepening that relationship? And if they're not, they move out of the 100. It doesn't mean I delete them from the database.
Yeah, they might get an email newsletter from you.
Yep, they'd get things that go through email. They'd still be on my birthday list. They would still be people that if they came to my mind, I would reach out to, but I'm not heavily focused on that.
Yeah, you focus on the 100. Okay, so you review that once a quarter and you commit to keeping it at 100. And so it's 100 exactly. You told me you do 100 pop-bys per quarter.
Correct.
So those people receive a pop-by from you once a quarter. So I'm guessing a lot of people have at least heard of a pop-by. A lot of people know what a pop-by is. But help us out, Stephanie. Just let's do pop-by 101. What's a pop-by? And give us some examples of things that you pop by with.
So one that I am doing right now, you heard me mention about salsa verde. I made salsa verde up from veggies in my garden. And then I got these chips that are very healthy. I put the two together, put a little tag on it. It's got a cute little, I salsa verde you and your referrals. It's cute. It's clever, whatever. Then once I've got them all ready, I plan out, here's my route. These are the people that I'm going to connect with. These are the people I know they're there on the weekends. So I have to connect with these on the weekends. These are ones I know are there after such and such times. These are the ones that I know are there all day long, mostly. And I'll send a quick text out, especially with the salsa verde. You can't just leave it on the doorstep. And my intent is never just to leave it on the doorstep and let them know, hey, I've got something for you. Are you going to be available between such and such time? And they're like, oh my gosh, yes, come on over. And I know some of them, it could be defined as a plop buy. I've got some clients that need more attention. They're lonely. And so I build that into my schedule. Again, that's part of the 20 hours though. So I know that those are people that some of my time's going there and, I'll spend extra time with them. But the key is I'm learning something about them every time. I'm connecting with them. It's not somebody else delivering these. This is part of my Ford.
It gets you face to face, which is clearly the best form of communication. And so just doing the math, it's essentially 8 per week.
That would be the average.
Yeah.
Correct.
So you average 8 a week. And you told us about your scheduling process, but when you plan this out, do you plan to do all 8 of them at once, or do you do a couple per day and kind of sprinkled through the week, or does it depend, or how do you plan for that?
So there are times where I may do 30 or 40 Popeyes almost in a day, but then I'm not doing them again the next couple of weeks. So sometimes I'll have to stack them heavily. I try to do by neighborhood as much as possible. But again, remember, I want to see them. I want to get face to face with them. So I have to modify a little bit here and there, but I can be in one area and maybe do 10 to 15 and get them done one after the other. And sometimes my annual reviews can go that way too. It's like going from one door to the next and makes them fast and efficient. So I'm still making the deeper connection, but it's also about efficiency.
Being efficient with your time. Okay. All right. Give us some other examples. So salsa verde, by the way, that sounds really good right now. I'm a fan of anything that goes on a tortilla chip. So that sounds good. But tell us what else you're doing for a Popeye.
Mother's Day, I've done a couple different variations. This year, I did really nice plants that I delivered to all of my mothers. Father's Day is the favorite one. And some people, it says Happy Dad's Day, and the others, it just has a little cute root beer float slogan. That is the one that sometimes I'll get my calls. People will call me and say, you coming by with the Dad's root beer this year? Because sometimes it's hard to find, apparently, in our market.
The brand Dad's root beer. You deliver a can of Dad's root beer?
No, oh no, it's a 4-pack of the bottles, and it's always in a real cool container that the men can reuse. And then it's got a bunch, the little barrel root beer candy.
Yeah.
So it's sprinkled in there. My name's on it, so it's got to look pretty and cool and be fun.
So you really have fun with these. You mentioned before about getting creative. It's a chance for you to be creative. These are classy. They're very authentically you. You take them to the next level, and you're not breaking the bank either. You're doing this efficiently. So no matter what, these 100 people will get a Popeye from you in a quarter.
Yes. And you mentioned something, they're not breaking the bank. I'm not breaking the bank, but they're nice. I mean, I budget $8 to $10
Okay.
per piece per quarters. It's about $1,000 that I budget in per quarter.
Yes, per quarter. And the ROI is incredible. Yeah. And again, it's so efficient because it's only focused on these 100 people, just 100. Okay. So you mentioned annual reviews. Tell us about that. You're calling them annual reviews. I'm guessing those 100 people will get at least one from you per year, but tell us about that process, about how you plan that out. How many are you doing? Tell us what that looks like.
Well, I've tried every iteration on that one as far as, okay, do I do them on their anniversary? Do I do them this time of the year? Do I do them that time of the year? I've played around with it quite a bit and just come to the realization that as long as I'm doing a minimum of 2+ a week, we're okay. Some weeks it just authentically turns into being more in one week because of things that are happening in people's lives and what's going on in the marketplace. But my goal is minimum 2 a week. And my people, they know when I do the buyer consultation and the seller consultation, I talk about this is a service I provide. I'm going to keep in touch with you. You need to know this information. You meet with your insurance agent sometimes or financial advisor, doctor, that sort of thing. But with insurance, and this has become pretty nationwide, but it's been a problem in Spokane for about 8 years. Our insurance rates have gone up so much year over year, but they're not increasing the amount that they're insuring the property for. I talk about it during that initial consultation process. So when I call them up and say, I have a report ready for you, when are some good times for you to meet? And I always throw out some. And some people I know, they want me to come to their house. Other people I break bread with, they're ready for it. They're used to it. And it's about 5 minutes that I go over the annual review part. I pull out the parts from Focus First. I go through that. I say, here's some more information in here about the different properties and what's going on in your neighborhood. I'll send this to you in a digital format so you can look at it deeper and really dig into the properties and see the pictures and everything. But it's 5 minutes and we're done and then we're moving on to 4. Or they're taking me and showing me their house, or they're asking me, well, what do you think about, should I do this or should I do that? Or we're just breaking bread and laughing.
That's a big takeaway. I want to spotlight that, what you just said, Stephanie. Some people get not confused, but they get overly focused on the real estate review itself. It's not about the review mostly. It's mostly about the connection. It's mostly, like you said, the forward conversation. It's the chance to connect and ask those questions and deepen the relationship and hear about ways that you might be able to add value and to help them out. And the real estate review itself is valuable. And certainly it helps reinforce that you are a proactive, trusted advisor. And mostly, though, again, this is about the opportunity to connect with these people and to deepen the relationship. So it gets you that opportunity. And so when people think about the meeting, the conversation, it's 5 minutes on the real estate review. It's 25 minutes or 40 minutes, whatever it is, 40 minutes on relationship.
Yeah, it's about the relationship. And the one thing that real estate has given me, and I'm going to try to say it without choking up, it's given me the best relationships I've had in my life. Some of the best friendships that I've ever had. And it's just through that opportunity of getting to know people better and what I can do to serve them. And it's not great. I get to be a part of them buying and selling their biggest investment. But more importantly, I get to be a part of their lives and hopefully impact them in a positive way.
Coming up for me, Stephanie, on a reason why you can do this, in addition to that you're a terrific person and someone who cares about people so much, you focus on 100. So we've all heard that expression that a person might be an inch deep and a mile wide. You're not that at all. You're focused on just 100. So you can go all in on these people and be so caring of them and focused on them and what do they need, what would be helpful. Lots of time that you can spend with them because it's 100. And I just love also the logic of this. So it's 100. Every one of the 100 has a Popeye per quarter. So essentially that's 30 a month, a little over 30 a month. In a review, 2 a week. So 2 times 50 weeks is 100. So hopefully people see just how this all lines up. Like it's this very logical approach and this wonderful heart and care that you bring to these people. Let's keep going, Stephanie, with what else is it that they receive from you? For instance, you told me that you do a monthly newsletter. Tell us about that and tell us what are the other ways that you're in touch with these 100 people?
So they get the monthly newsletter. I do Boomerang. I have had great results with Boomerang, which cracks me up because Windermere has this circle of friends thing that they've done quarterly. And I never got calls about it. Boomerang, I get calls all the time about it.
Yeah, just in case no one's heard of Boomerang. So Boomerang is a service. It's in most markets, not all. In most markets where they set up discounts, coupons, even free things for your local vendor. So the local restaurant or coffee shop or oil change place. And Stephanie, you have Boomerang. And so your client, these 100 people receive a postcard from you every month with a variety of discounts to a variety of places there in Spokane is what it is. So just in case people are curious about that, it's called Boomerang. Your people get Boomerang. Your newsletter, is it printed or electronic?
It's printed, and then there's a follow-up that has more information. That's an email that goes out. So the newsletter goes out on the 1st of the month. The email goes out on the 15th of the month.
Okay, terrific. What about other phone calls that you're making to your people?
Everybody's always set up with birthday cards, and they go out automatically. Closing anniversaries. I've got specific cards for if they just sold a home, and then the others if it was the purchase of their home. But so I refer to them as closing anniversaries. Christmas card goes out. On the Christmas card, I've been doing recipes and their family legacy recipes. My granny was an amazing baker, cook, everything. So they get those with the Christmas card. So it's not just the Christmas card. And then I'm not much on posting on Facebook, but I do stalk and scour Facebook, looking for other opportunities. And I focus, and again, the focus is on those 100 people. And so it makes it pretty quick. I just go through and I'm like, okay, what's going on in lives? Okay, here's something. You need to pop in an extra card for whatever, or congrats on this, or I'm sorry about that, or somebody wasn't feeling great that day. I may just fit them in for an extra pop by. And, on those, if I can connect with them that day, great. But more of those is just getting, if somebody's sick, I'm not going to go bug them, but I'm going to go leave a basket of some comfort food. And I'll sometimes make a homemade chicken noodle soup, but most of the time it's a couple cans of chicken noodle soup and then some sourdough bread because it goes great with chicken noodle soup. It's comfort food. And just leave it on their doorstep and text them and say, hey, there's something on your doorstep. It's those kind of things.
Got it. Earlier, you used the word inventory. You keep an inventory of valuable items depending on these various situations. So you have an inventory of cards. You have an inventory of books. You sent me a book when you learned that my oldest daughter, who's 16, has a really serious boyfriend. You sent me a book for dads of younger daughters who have boyfriends. This is amazing to hear, Stephanie, and I'm not surprised knowing you that you keep an inventory. And so when you notice these things on Facebook, you've made it easy on yourself. You just go to your inventory and you send it out or deliver it.
Correct. That's a key. It's efficiency. That's another piece why I can do this with 20 hours a week. There's certain things that I've got in there that I can just go and boom, grab it, get it done. I don't have to think about it. It's just there.
Yeah, it's just there. And we can guess the common scenarios that all of our clients will go through just because they're human beings. And, people have great things happen. They have hard things happen. There's something to celebrate. A child graduates. There's something that's hard. They don't feel good. They get sick. And you have something in your inventory for the common scenarios. Even a dad who has a daughter with a serious boyfriend. Yeah.
If I see a book or I've read a book that I like and I go, oh, okay, it gets added to my inventory. I'll go order 3 or 4 of them and it's there.
Stephanie, when did you, let's say, commit to this focus on 100 people strategy?
That is a great question. It was pretty much 2022. After 2021, I was exhausted. We will all remember what it was like you have a buyer. You got to get them under contract. You got to hope that you can get in there and see the house before they're going to review the offers. And it was such a frantic time period. Like many others, I made a ton of money, but money does not drive me. I found that out very clearly after that year. And so my ninja coach and I sat down and we determined what was my why, because money was not it. Money has never really been it for me. my why was I wanted time to do other things. And that was going to take some work to get there. And how was I going to go about doing that? And my database, it was too many. It was too much. I was doing monthly pop-bys to too many people and just trying to do all of it. And I was exhausted and not in the greatest of health either. And so we really focused in on the plan and looking at what are those vital activities that truly bring the results and who are the vital people to do those activities with. And it didn't happen overnight, Eric. It didn't.
Well, sure. Well, it's such a big change. I'm glad you said that because I'm guessing that's a takeaway for a lot of people because someone might be listening saying, well, sure, that sounds wonderful to only focus on 100, but how on earth could I ever get there? A little bit at a time is the answer. And be patient with yourself. If you want to commit to the strategy, it's going to take time. It's an evolution, but make the commitment to get there. You told me, Stephanie, when we were preparing that when you think about the people and when you think about your investment of time, you just ask the simple question, is it worth it? Is it worth it? What a great question. And so hopefully people can adopt that question as they think about their schedule, the people in their database, and the activities that are related to the people in their database. Is it worth it?
I think that's a huge thing. I think that realtors, they think if they're busy, the production's going to come. And it's the activities that's going to produce the results, not the busy. And there's so many things that you can be doing that produce no results. And, what works for me isn't what's going to work for everybody else. You got to figure out what are the things that you do that really produce a result. I learned that Popeyes were big for me. That face-to-face was huge for me. So I had to keep that in there, but I had to scale it down and focus on the best of the people. And also that I authentically liked to be around. And that was a big piece of it, was understanding I'm not for everybody. Who are the people that I am for? Who's my tribe? And serve them with everything I've got.
Incredible. It's incredible. Another highly effective strategy that's in your business and something wonderful that you do is how you stay in flow with other realtors. You're very connected with other realtors. And just for example, so people have an understanding, what percent of your business are referrals from other realtors?
In some ways, you could almost say 100%. In some ways, when I got into this business, that number, everybody knows 12 realtors, hit me pretty hard. I had a huge sphere, but I'm sitting here going, well, they all knew me as the audiovisual princess, not anything to do with real estate. I am not a Better Homes and Gardens or into decorating or anything that I perceptually thought of realtors. And so I had to say, well, how am I going to get my business going? If my sphere is not ready to buy or sell, and they know 12 realtors, and that's not who they know me as, I got to do something fast to get that going. And so I set out a plan to connect with other realtors for those referrals. So I had a very specific plan, but it also had to be genuine to me. I'm not a person that will make friends with somebody just because I want it for business. I want to have real relationships in my life. And so, and I'm an introvert. Severe introvert. I am happy on the wall hiding. So now I have to go to these events and put myself out there. Well, if I'm going to put myself out there, it has to be with people I like. So it was very intentional saying, I'm going to connect with people at events and classes. I'm going to really get to know them. I'm going to learn things about them. This is before I knew about Ford. So I was kind of struggling with what things to learn about him. I was like, I'm going to learn things about them. I'm going to try to be memorable, which means I'm going to have some sort of item of true value and something that reminds them of who my city is, that I absolutely love Spokane. It's not for everybody, but I love it here. I had all these things. And so I wrote out my plan of what I was going to do. So when I go to an event, I always want to meet at least 10 new people. Back in the day, it was quite a few more, but now it's always 10 people that I truly connect with, that I truly get to know. Not somebody that I just say, hi, how are you? Where are you from? That I learn things about them and then I record it. Hint, always have a Sharpie with you, a fine point Sharpie, because that writes on almost every business card. So, I get their information right on the business card, as much stuff down as I can remember, because that's what I'm going to take back. And I don't enter it. My assistant does. She puts it all in the CRM. And then I follow up with them, whether or not it's a note in something else, but it's always going to be a note. It's always going to be a phone call. The people I really connected with, they're also going to get added to Boomerang. I put their birthdays in. I send out birthday cards regularly. With the birthday cards, I always have some item of value. I've been doing these cute little charms, but now I'm going to start doing stuff that they can use in their business. Follow up to the recent Ninja installation is I'm using my creativity artistic rig to make these. It's aluminum business cards, and it has the Ninja 9. So it has your daily on one side and your weekly on the other. So it's size of a business card. It's aluminum. They can carry it with them to always remember what their Ninja 9 is.
So these 10 people that you connected with at the recent Ninja installation, that's the gift that you're going to send them. You have a system, you have a plan in place to stay connected with these realtors. Everyone should know, I watched this firsthand. So Stephanie was just here for an installation we had in Fort Collins. It was pretty special because Stephanie was one of 24 Ninja coaching clients who were in attendance at that particular installation, which created this incredible environment. But Stephanie hosted a reception Monday evening, the first evening of the installation week, hosted a reception at a nearby restaurant. You had gift bags for everyone. You had fun drawings that you were doing. And it was just incredible. And I can only imagine the great realtor relationships that were either enhanced or created at that event.
Yeah, Joanne Zabowski and I, we started doing that. This was our third year of doing that at the installation. And we just wanted to add to the community and the opportunities for people to really connect and get to know each other in an environment before we go into the class. So that when you go into the class, you know somebody that you can connect with versus going in and you don't know anybody. And we just wanted to do that.
So even an introvert can do these kinds of things. Yes. Yeah. Amazing. Okay, Stephanie, this has just been incredible. So many takeaways. Any advice that you'd want to share? Any advice, input, thoughts to the Ninja Nation from someone who was so engaged with Ninja, long time? Again, so many people listening already know you because you've been so active and involved, but what would you share with these people?
You hear Larry talk about it. Ninja, it's like brushing your teeth. You don't do it just once and stick the toothbrush on the shelf and let it get dusty. Don't just go to one Ninja installation and put the book on the shelf and let it get dusty. Go to multiple. There's so much to continually learn and enhance in your business that for me, I go to an installation at least one every single year. I know that's not practical for everybody. Great. Take at least one class a year, a Ninja class. Take the Ninja 90, take a mastery class, get on the podcast. Just there's so much out there, but you have to constantly brush your business. And the other big thing is read your book over and over and over and over. It is my Bible for my business. You don't just read the Bible once, you study it, you learn it, you join groups to learn more about the Bible. Same thing with the Ninja Selling book. It's the same. You got to keep reading it, enhancing it, learning and growing from it.
Things in there will hit you at different times, hit you in different ways.
Yes.
There could be a component that you almost overlook, but then you read it and you say, oh my gosh, that is exactly what I needed to hear, what I needed to read. So I love that. I love that for advice. And Stephanie, I love that you were here today, and we are so grateful. Thank you so much for everything that you shared.
Thank you, Eric, for having me. It was an honor and a delight. Thank you.
Absolutely. An honor and a delight for us, for sure. Thank you also for everything you do for the Ninja Nation, all the different ways that you connect with ninjas and help them to be connected with each other. Also want to acknowledge that and acknowledge all of you who, once again, tuned in to engage and to listen. We appreciate you as well. Send Stephanie a note, Stephanie Peterson in Spokane, Washington, with Windermere Real Estate. Send her a note to say thank you. And thank you again, everyone, for listening, for engaging. We appreciate it. And we really look forward to seeing you on the next podcast. Take care. Bye.
If you enjoyed this episode, visit us at theninjasellingpodcast.com to learn more about ninja selling classes and coaching. to get you started or further your journey on the Ninja path.
Thank you for joining us. Now go have an incredible day.